Hey dudes, I'm going to talk about the difference between compact and subcompact pistols. There's no standard definition about what makes a pistol a compact or a subcompact. It's up to manufacturers to decide which of their pistols are compacts or subcompacts. Compact pistols are designed for concealed carry. They're meant to be comfortable and concealable, at least more so compared to full-size handguns. And subcompacts are for the same purpose. They're for concealed carry, but they're meant to be more comfortable and more concealable than compacts. And there really isn't a whole lot of difference between them. Subcompacts are just less of the same. So the widths are actually generally very similar, and that's because you have to have so much metal to contain the explosion that a bullet has. And their subcompacts are always shorter in length, and thus they have a shorter sight radius. In theory, that affects accuracy, but subcompacts are plenty accurate for self-defense shooting. Where the difference is, I think, most important is in the weight, because subcompacts, they weigh less, of course, and they have more muzzle rise, so follow-up shots are more difficult. So these have to be trained with, and so do compacts. I mean, all pistols have to be trained with. Owning a car doesn't make somebody a good driver. Having a concealed carry weapon doesn't make somebody a good shooter. But this has more muzzle rise, and follow-up shots are going to be more difficult. So practice is even more important with a subcompact. One benefit of subcompacts that compacts mostly don't have is that these allow for pocket carry. I no holster pocket carried for 10 years this pistol. So the safe way to do that is to keep this in a pocket. I kept this in my front right pocket, and to have nothing else in there. So some people think that's taking a risk. I don't. This is a very long trigger, and there's nothing that could even touch it, even in my skinny jeans. So with the trigger guard and with this in a pocket with nothing else in it, I think this is perfectly safe to no holster pocket carry. And no holster pocket carry is a fast enough draw. So I don't think that, well, at least when standing. This is a pretty slow draw when sitting, when this is in my pocket. But when I'm standing, I feel like I can get this out and into action fast enough. So let's look at some. Let me scoot over so y'all can see it. Let's look at some compact and subcompact models from popular manufacturers. I'll start off with the CZ P10C and the CZ P10S. Here are the dimensions and the weight and the ammunition capacity of the CZ P10C and the P10S. The P10S only weighs 6% less than the P10C, but it comes with 3 fewer rounds in the magazine. I would just stick with the P10C unless you really wanted to pocket carry the P10S. Here are the Glock G19 and the G26. The G26 is a 10+1 round magazine, so that's a lot less than the G19, and it's less than the P10S. And Glock has a really good track record, so if reliability is what you cared about most, then you might want to go with the G19 or the G26 as your compact or subcompact pistol. Here are the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 Compact and the M&P 9 Shield. Smith & Wesson did a good job with the Shield. It's a very different sort of subcompact. It's very light. It has very small dimensions. That does come at the cost of a lower magazine capacity, but for somebody who really, really cares about comfort, the M&P 9 Shield might be the subcompact for you. The compacts I've shown you are all very similar. They have the same rounds counts, and their weights and their dimensions are nearly the same. You would just have to decide what you value the most. Do you like the trigger of the CZ P10C, or the reliability and the track record of the Glock, and the fact that many police departments and militaries have Glock pistols? I'm not really a huge fan of the compact M&P 9. I'm sure it's a good pistol. Smith & Wesson does not put out bad products. I have Smith & Wesson, products and I like them. I've just never shot the compact and I don't know anything about it, so I would have to shoot it for me to actually have a high opinion of it. I really like the shield because it focuses heavily on one area that somebody might care about, which is weight and smallness. And the magazine capacity of the shield is probably okay. I mean, most gunfights don't use very many bullets, so a 7+1 or an 8+1 magazine is probably enough. If you like this video, give me a like and a subscribe. It helps keep me motivated. If you did not like this video and you thought it was a North Korean dumpster fire, then let me know why in the comments. And check out my super duper blog with the link in the description below.